Good evening, everybody. My name is Danny Wells, and I have the pleasure and privilege of being joined by our team's newest consultant, Lianne Brunt, who is here today and is going to share with us a little bit about why she's decided to join the team and get started with her own business. So, I know, Lianne, a lot of people that are watching this probably know you already, but for anyone that's been invited, like a friend of a friend, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Lianne. I'm a mum to three lovely boys. I work from home. I do online tutoring, which I built up when I kind of fell pregnant with my first child, who's now 8. I decided that I didn't want to work in a school anymore and have just worked from home and then obviously had two more children since then. So working from home just gives me like the flexibility, but it's still like quite a lot of hours. So I'm doing like the online tutoring, and then we also have two dogs, and then I homeschool like the two younger boys as well. So chaos.
Yeah, it sounds it. It sounds it. But do you know what? I always think like always ask a busy person because they'll always get things done. So, that's why you're so successful at just life in general because you're busy and you just know how to just get things done. So, I'm going to ask you the next question. How did you I know Arbonne's been around for 45 years, but how did you actually hear about it?
So I first came upon Auburn about 8 years ago when my littlest, well, my oldest now, was a baby, and again was in that kind of moment where I didn't really want to return to full-time teaching. And a friend kind of, well, it was a friend that I was working for. It was her daughter that approached me at that time, and kind of had a meeting, and we, discussed the products. I was vegan at the time and just loved the products. They fell right into kind of my lifestyle and everything that I was doing and just kind of what I believed in. So I tried the products and just loved it. And then kind of very quickly, I jumped into becoming an Arbonne representative at that time. And it just didn't work out at that time for me. Um, so that's why I've kind of been watching from the sidelines for quite, over the 8 years. And I've decided that I wanted to jump back in because it looks great, and it's still I've been using the products for that time, and kind of got reintroduced to them by yourself. That I've kind of watched your life, and having a very busy life and having the four kids and all that kind of stuff that just fits perfectly into what I'm doing, kind of my lifestyle. And I just thought, yeah, let's just give it another go.
I love that. And for anyone that for those of you that are friends with Leanne and don't know me, so my story in an absolute nutshell is basically my career. What I was trained in was working in ophthalmology. So I had a really great career working for Specsavers opticians and loved what I did. And then we had two children at the time. Our second daughter unfortunately had a brain hemorrhage and a stroke, and it meant that she was in hospital for a long time. And I obviously wasn't working; I was in hospital with her. I lived with her in hospital, and when she was eventually discharged, we were told that she had cerebral palsy and she had like seizures, and she had like 4 or 5 appointments a week, and we were just back and forth in and out of hospital. And in the end, I was like, I can't work a normal job around this. So I left my career and became her main carer. But obviously, when you leave your job, you leave your income behind. And my poor husband was trying to work extra, like he was working weekends, he was working overtimes to try and bring in that income that we'd lost from my job. And it didn't scratch the surface, basically. It wasn't enough. So I was looking for something that I could do from hospital, from my phone. And 10 years ago, I came across Arbonne and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most incredible business. It's products that are, their history is from Switzerland, and we all know Swiss products are the best products. I loved that it had been around, well, it's now 45 years, but when I started, it was 35 years. So I was like, if I'm going to invest my time and energy into a business, I don't want it to be a business that's not even like past its first 10 years, because I think it's like 1% of businesses last past their first 10 years. So I loved that it had a solid history. I loved that it was free training. I could learn all about these products and I could just tell people what my opinion was about these products. And my children both had really bad eczema at the time. And I used the kids' hair and body wash on my children. And I could not believe how quickly it worked. I was somebody that would try so many different potions and lotions from different places and GP prescriptions. Nothing got rid of their like poor skin that was like red, raw, and itchy. And that's one of my children coming in. Her dad's going to come and grab her in a second, I'm sure of it. And yeah, so I used the product and it worked. And I was like, I'm going to just tell everybody about this, which was what I did. So I've been building my business for 10 years now, and I absolutely love it. I love building up my customer base. I love helping people find solutions. And then I love people like you, Lianne, that say to me, I want to do this as a business. Teach me how to do it. And I love that. I absolutely have such a good time. So, question number three. What made you decide? Because it was literally only the other day to actually like just go, do you know what? I'm just going to become a consultant. Let's do it.
I think just watching like the passion, obviously you was aiming for like a really big goal at that time. And I've kind of like wanted to support that. And just kind of I've like watched, from the sidelines as you do. And I'd already become a preferred client. And I was like, I'm using these products, why not get the discount? And then I'm already sharing with people. Like I've already been sharing, like the inner calm, for example, how that's really, really supported my lifestyle and just like that busy brain, overload that I feel quite a lot of the time, just feeling overwhelmed. Um, the inner calm has just like quietened my mind from that busy, yeah, just from like the busyness. I feel like I can process how to speak to my children better, how to just like be present in even when it's really noisy and they're screaming, just being present. So like I'm already recommending kind of the things that I've used, and I've not even scratched the surface on a lot of the products that have come out recently. And I just thought, I'm sat here, I'm going to put an order in anyway. Why not just give it a go again?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it makes complete sense. And I love the inner calm. I tell people, when somebody says like, I want what they're having, I wish they could bottle that up. I'm like, that is the inner calm. For me, it's like Sunday feeling in a bottle. And whenever I don't have it, so I have it every day. Whenever I don't have it, I can feel myself getting stressed and like overwhelmed or like snapping at the kids. I'm like, why am I doing that? And I remember, oh, I've not had my inner calm this morning. So it really is one of my biggest, like, I'm like, everybody needs to be on the inner calm. It's fantastic.
It is really nice.
Okay, so we've got over 500 products. So for me, when I first started this business, I kind of saw this as a little bit like, when you go to book a holiday, you don't really just believe what the advert or the magazine says. You want to go online and find a real person that's been to that hotel and had a real experience there, and you want to hear from it, which I use TripAdvisor for. So what I realized was with this business, what people want is a real person that's had a real experience that is willing to share what their experience was. And so what I did when I first started this business was I started using the kids hair and body wash. I just used like a few as products ran out, I switched them from my own shop. So kids hair and body wash first, and then like when my mascara ran out, I replaced it from my own shop. When my protein ran out, I replaced it from my own shop, etc., etc. And what I found was talking to people about my experience with these products was what sold them, because they were like, are you using them? Yes. What's been your experience? This. Now, when I first started the business, my kids had really bad eczema, as I say, and I went to school one day and their skin had cleared up. And one of the school mums basically grabbed me and was like, Danny, their skin, like, what have you done? And I said something along the lines of, oh, I've been using these products from Arbonne, they're from Switzerland. You can't buy them in a shop. And they're all plant-based, vegan, gluten-free, kosher. Like I was just reeling off. I don't like all of that is true, but I wasn't really putting it properly into words. And then she was like, oh, how do I buy it? And I was like, oh, you can't buy them. You can only get them through a representative who's bought their own franchise. But I have. So I'll send you a link. When you go home, just click on my link, order the products, pay for it online. I don't take any money and I don't deliver the products. They'll get sent straight to you. And I said, and what's really good about these products is it's like farm to table, like going to the farm and getting your carrots and bringing them home. So these products are made and they're shipped straight to the consumer. So they cut out that whole middle process, which is why they're so affordable for the luxury that they are. So, for example, and I was saying this to my friend. Our night cream, when they sold it in Harrods, it was £500. But because we don't sell in shops, they sell it for £60. So that's the difference. When you sell something through a shop, the price is put up massively. So my friend went home, she ordered the kids range, used it on her kids, and had really great results. And then she told her work friend, and this work friend got past my website. So she went onto my website and ordered products, and I got a ping on my phone. I was like, oh, somebody's ordered products from my website and I've been paid for that. That's a stranger. And this is when it hit home for me that you don't actually need to know many people for your business start to take off. Because if what you do is good, people tell their friends. So she told this friend that was a stranger to me. Obviously, I sent her a message and say, hi, I'm Danny. Thank you for ordering from my shop. You know, blah, blah, blah. We became friends after that. She had a sister in Australia. She told her sister, and when I went to bed one night, I woke up in the morning, had a notification on my phone app, and I was like, somebody in Australia's bought products from my shop. I don't even know anybody in Australia. And it started to grow like this. So within my first month in Arbonne, my first paycheck was £12.50. And I just share that to be brutally honest. I didn't start and then become a millionaire overnight. Absolutely not. My first paycheck was £12.50, but it started to grow and grow and grow. And within 6 months, I was earning £2,000 a month from this business, which meant that I was able to help my husband not work overtime anymore. Within the year, I was earning £5,000 a month. And then within 4 years, I was at the top level in this business, earning over £10,000 a month. And what that meant in our life to start with was just a little bit of extra time, husband not working as hard. But eventually, it meant we could have two more children. It meant we could buy our first house because we just rented for 12 years. And for me, I continue to build this business because I want to be really present with my four children. I want, when they have children, I want my future grandchildren to hear stories like, Grandma was always really present with me when I was growing up. I had a great childhood. Like, I want my four children to say they had a really great childhood because I was present. And that's what my goal is with this business. So, my last question to you, Liam. You've started in May. So, I want you to imagine we are 5 years from now. Let's say it's May 2030. You've built your business all over the world and you're at the top level in Arbonne and you're earning £10,000 a month every month. Tell me, because everybody has different goals and desires, tell me what your life would look like.
Um, I think it's just having that option, like just being able to be free, not even just money, but like free with your time. So obviously homeschooling the little ones, being able to be there all the time at the moment. I'm not there all the time, even though I work from home flexibly. And I do have to, stay up late so that I can, do classes in the evening, for example, so that I can be there a little bit in the daytime, but it'd mean that I can be a little bit more, present in their education and their upbringing to be able to, buy our own home and do it up the way that we want to, take them abroad and take them places that that you question whether, can I save up to go on holiday this year? It would just give you that like more freedom, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it kind of takes the handcuffs off a little bit when you, because I don't know about you, but when before I started my business, I felt like I was always saying no to things like, no, I can't afford it. No, I haven't got time. And whereas now, fast forward 10 years later, if I want to say yes, I can say yes. And I think that's a really big thing for a lot of people. It's not necessarily the thing that they want, but it's being able to say yes when they want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, wonderful. So, very last thing for everybody, we are going to do a giveaway. So, somebody is going to win a full-size product from Lianne Sharp, and it's going to be a box of fizz sticks, which are one of my favorites. They are drinks, and they're a B vitamin drink, and it's a healthy alternative to drinking like coffee or fizzy drinks or energy drinks. They're like a really great version of like Baroccas, so really, really healthy and really tasty, and they're just amazing, hot or cold. So they retail at nearly £60, so £2 a drink. Somebody's going to win a box of those for free. All you have to do is comment and give this video a like and a comment. So maybe tell us what your favorite part was, maybe tell us about what products you might be interested in trying. So any comments, Leanne's going to have a look and put everybody's name into like, I don't know, a hat or something, put them into something, and then pull one of the names out, and that person's going to win a box of fizz sticks for free. So anything else you want to say, Leanne?
No, just excited to get started.
Yay! Thank you so much,
Yay.
everybody, for watching, and
Again.
thank you, Leanne.
Thank you, Danny.
Bye bye.